This is side 2 of tape number 1 of the Stress Reduction and Relaxation Program. The same instructions apply as for the other side of the tape. This side combines some simple body movements with deep relaxation. Remember that by playing the tape regularly, at least once a day, you are nourishing and strengthening your body and participating in the process of optimizing your state of well-being and health. On this side, in particular, you should follow along as best you can, doing what you feel capable of, and refraining from anything that does not seem to be appropriate for you at this time. Let your own sensitivity to your body override my indications of how long to hold any position we may be doing. And in the process of developing a deeper awareness and sensitivity to ourselves, we are basically working at the limits of what we can do at any given moment. It's important to be aware of these limits and to dwell at their boundary long enough to experience them, but it's just as important not to push beyond them. Instead, we are going to be looking deeply into them at each moment, with full acceptance of them, and not trying to force ourselves to be different from how we are right now. If you do this work regularly, every day, with care and attention as we are learning how to do it, you will soon notice that your limits are changing and dissolving by themselves. Now, the best results will be achieved by not trying to achieve anything at all. Even relaxation. It's enough to simply do what it says to do as best you can, paying full attention to exactly how your body is feeling in each moment. If a stretch is producing the sensations of tingling, pulling, tugging, pins and needles, prickling, hot feelings or burning, radiating, penetrating, or anything else, just feel what it is. Try to really notice what you're feeling as precisely as possible. Even asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? What is this feeling in my knee, in my back, in my leg, etc.? Exactly where is it? What qualities does it have? Is my mind reacting to it or responding to it? If you wish to skip something we may be doing, just try assuming a comfortable posture, closing your eyes, and visualizing or sensing yourself doing what the tape is describing in as much detail as possible. Remember to breathe diaphragmatically and through the nose as much as possible, and to work with the eyes open sometimes and closed at other times, experimenting with the level of concentration you can achieve. So now, let's begin by lying back on our backs in a comfortable position on a mat or pad on the floor, something that will protect you from the hardness of the floor, and allowing your body to settle into what we call the corpse pose or the corpse position. You're just lying on your back with your feet falling away from each other, and the arms alongside your body with the palms open towards the ceiling if that feels comfortable to you. And just bringing your attention to your breathing at your belly, the abdomen expanding on the in-breath and deflating on the out-breath, as if you had a little balloon in your belly and it was just expanding and deflating gently of its own accord, and you're not forcing it. And allowing the eyes to be gently closed at this point if you feel comfortable with it. And just letting your body sink into the mat each time you breathe out. As your muscles let go, And as any residual tension or strain or stress left over from what you've been doing leaves your body on each out-breath. And on the in-breath, just breathing in a sense of vitality and lightness and renewed energy. And let's begin now on an in-breath, just taking a deep breath in, and as we do it, stretching the arms up over the head for the entire duration of the in-breath so that it's a slow, purposeful stretch. And when you reach the floor with the hands, just holding the breath for a moment and stretching the entire body out, the fingers in one direction and the heels in the other, not too strenuously, but just feeling your entire body stretching right through the fingertips and the wrists and the elbows and the armpits and shoulders, the rib cage, the entirety of your body stretching every joint. And then on the out-breath now, just letting the arms slowly and mindfully come back down so that you're in touch with them all the way, even though your eyes are closed. You're feeling your arms, and at a certain point just experiencing them making contact with the floor and experiencing them relaxing and letting go as the muscles relax and the floor takes on the work of holding them up. And just coming back to your belly and to the flow of your breathing. And now let's bend both knees so that the feet will be flat on the floor and spread approximately a foot apart. The knees are pointing up towards the ceiling. Your arms are still relaxed alongside your body. And we'll do our pelvic tilts by first contracting your belly and just lifting the tailbone slightly off the floor and pushing the base of the spine and the lower back down into the floor. And then tilting the pelvis the other way so that you make a space between the floor and your back, and there's a nice little archway there that you could put your hand underneath. And then if you keep your hand there, once again tilting the pelvis the other way so that you're pushing down on the hand and just the tailbone is slightly coming up off the floor, but not the pelvis. And just gently rocking back and forth, a nice oscillatory motion, moving the pelvis, just tilting the pelvis back and forth. And just doing this at your own pace as you breathe naturally. And then when you're ready, just slowly coming to a stop and wrapping both arms around your shins, drawing the knees up towards your chest, and just squeezing gently, lovingly, squeezing your knees down towards your chest. And if you like, rocking a little bit from side to side as you breathe. And if you want, raising the head up so that you're basically massaging the muscles of your back as you do this, of the muscles on either side of the spine. And you can even try making circular motions as you do it, around in both directions, one after the other. And then try just shifting so that you're holding onto one knee and stretching the other leg out, starting perhaps with the left leg and just stretching it out on the floor as you squeeze the right knee down towards the chest, holding on now with both hands, one to the knee and one to the shin. And if you want, bringing the head up in the direction of the knee, and perhaps, if you can, putting the forehead on the knee or just stopping wherever you wind up. Just experiencing this as your limit at this particular time and not immediately backing away from it, but just breathing with it, So let's just breathe here now. If you notice some intense sensations at any point, just directing your breath to those regions in particular each time you breathe in. And on the out-breath, just letting go of those sensations and letting, if you will, letting them or imagining them to flow out with the out-breath. And now switching so that with the head down on the floor, you're drawing the left knee up towards the chest and stretching out the right leg all the way. And again, if you want, raising the head up and breathing here wherever you happen to stop. Listening to the messages that your body gives you about what your limits are and where you need to stop or even back off. But if you can, just staying at these limits and experiencing them a little more deeply than you might ordinarily. And then when you're ready, just stretching back out and lying back down on the floor, resuming the corpse posture and bringing your attention back to your breathing. The abdomen expanding gently on the in-breath and falling back towards your spine on each out-breath. Now, when you're ready, see about rolling over and coming up onto your hands and knees. And in this position, we're going to breathe out and arch the back, letting the head come down and do our cat stretch. We were really arching the back as high up as it will go as the head comes down between the arms. And then after a moment or two, reversing it on the in-breath, letting the belly come down, the pelvis tilt down, and the head come up as you breathe in, and feeling that stretching up with the head, looking back, and then exhaling again and arching the back once more. And then once again breathing in and lowering the belly, making the curve in the back the other direction and looking up. And then exhaling once more, arching the back, lowering the head. And then this time, as you breathe in and lower your belly, stretching the right leg up in the air, lifting it up behind you, and as well raising the left arm and stretching that out so that you're basically breathing and balancing with the head lifted up and the left arm and the right leg. And just stay here breathing. Take some muscle strength in the back and the shoulder to do it. You're working at strengthening your back. And when you're ready, lowering the knee to the floor and the hand, and again exhaling and arching the back up, feeling the stretch, reversing what we just did, stretching those muscles now in the back instead of strengthening them, letting them relax and lengthen. And then again on an in-breath, lowering the belly, raising the head, and this time the left leg and the right arm when you're ready. And breathing here requires a certain amount of balance, and just breathing as you do this. Feeling the sensations, experiencing your body in this particular posture, strange as it may seem, and just accepting yourself as you are, with your limits as they are at this particular moment, and breathing in and out with them and with your experiences. And when you're ready, once again lowering the knee and the arm, hands and knees on the floor, and arching the back as before. Head down, and really getting a good stretch in your back without overdoing it, just easing up to your limits. And when you're ready, lying back down once again. On your back, and for a moment, with your hands lying alongside your body and your feet falling away from each other, just feel what the consequences of having done this are. And then once again, let's just draw both our knees up towards the chest and do what we were doing before, just squeezing the knees to the chest and bringing the head up and rocking from side to side, gently massaging the spine and the muscles on either side of the spine to your own capacity, not overdoing it, not trying to push through anything, but just gently massaging the back. If it's more comfortable to have your head down on the floor, then just doing it that way. And then when you're ready, putting your feet down on the floor as before and doing a few pelvic rocks or pelvic tilts at your own pace, just to again loosen up the pelvis, loosen up the small of the back, get the belly contracting in rhythm with the spine. And if you do it at any speed, you'll notice that if your head is relaxed and your neck is relaxed, that your whole body will be moving in response to you're just moving your pelvis. It will rock your whole body back and forth. And then when you're ready, just relaxing and stretching back out. Allowing your attention to once again come to rest on the belly and on the rhythmic movements of your belly with your breathing. Now let's do the half-bridge pose, which again involves bringing the feet to the floor and the knees up towards the ceiling, but a little closer to the buttocks than they were before, and stretching the arms up over the head on the floor. And then when you're ready now, lifting the pelvis. This isn't tilting, but lifting the whole pelvis and lower back off the floor and staying in this half-bridge pose with the body resting on the back of the head and neck and the shoulders and arms and on the feet. And the rest of the body is arched. And you're just breathing here. You may begin to feel the thigh muscles as they fatigue a little bit, and just stay here with the breathing, experiencing the sensations of being in this particular posture, and as much as possible letting the arms be completely relaxed, the face, back of the head and neck, as you stay here breathing. If you need to come down at some point before I say to, just bring the pelvis down to the floor, and when you're ready, bringing it back up. Taking responsibility for doing this your way and the way you will get the most benefit out of it. Feeling the abdomen as it expands on the in-breath. In this posture, it has lots of room to expand. And as it deflates on the out-breath. And when you're ready, if you haven't done so already, just lowering the pelvis back to the floor and stretching the arms once again back down alongside your body, stretching out the legs. allowing your body once again to just relax and let go and sink into the mat, and being willing to be present, noticing the thoughts that flit through your mind and the content of them, maybe telling you what you should be doing, what you need to do next, maybe about the future or about the past, and whatever they are, just letting them come and go through the mind without being particularly disturbed or distracted by them, or in fact giving them any energy at all, and instead just focusing on your experience of the present and the fact that you're here now, lying on the floor and nourishing yourself in this way, contributing to strengthening your body, freeing yourself from tension and stress, developing a sense of your own capacity to control your health to some extent and to direct your life and improve the quality of your health and well-being. Now let's do a simple twist stretch where we lace the fingers together behind the head, draw the feet up towards the buttocks again, but this time together, knees together as well. Breathing in and out a few times. And when you're ready, letting the knees go over gently to the right as far as they'll go to the floor. Gently. If the left foot will come up off the floor and just be on top of the right foot. The left knee may or may not be touching the right knee, just letting it hang, not forcing it. And then turning with your head and looking to the left beyond your left elbow. And just feeling the stretch across the chest and into the left armpit or wherever it is that you feel it. And breathing in and out with this posture as you try to relax into it. And drop down into a state where you're just allowing gravity to pull you down. And you're not resisting. And every time you breathe in, you'll feel the abdomen stretch and contribute to the feeling of being stretched in the chest and belly. And every time you breathe out, just sinking a little bit more into the stretch. As you relax and let go, as your muscles let go and lengthen. And then on an in-breath, bringing the knees back up to the vertical, and then letting them go over to the floor in the other direction, to the left. That will bring the right foot off the floor on top of the left. The right knee now over the left and perhaps touching it, and turning with the head and looking to the right. And again, just settling in on each out-breath, letting your body fall into the floor straight down, each point going straight down. As you accept the stretch and accept your body being in this position. Full awareness of each moment, and full awareness of your breathing and of the sensations associated with being in this particular situation, this particular position. And when you're ready, again bringing the knees back up to the perpendicular, releasing the hands and stretching back out in the corpse posture. So now let's bend the left knee so that the foot is on the floor alongside the right knee. And we will just take a deep breath in And as we breathe out, letting the right leg come up with the knee straight as far as it will go. If possible, all the way up to the perpendicular so that it's up towards the ceiling. But if not, just wherever you wind up is fine. And that's exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And then maintaining this posture and breathing. And if you notice that your arms are getting involved in pushing on the floor, or your shoulders are tight, or your face is tense, then just letting these parts of your body completely relax since they're not involved in what you're doing. Focusing your attention on your belly, and then even though your belly is somewhat contracted, being involved in lifting the leg like this, it can still expand on the in-breath and deflate on the out-breath, and notice whether that in fact is true for you at this time. And if you like, you can move the foot, just crank the foot around the ankle a few times in each direction and feel the muscles that are involved in moving the foot. As you breathe, and those of you who choose to can intensify this a little bit more on your own by stretching out the left leg if you like, or by taking some time and lifting the head up towards the knee as you take hold of the leg beyond the knee. And that will stretch the back out a little bit more. And then when you're ready, slowly letting the leg come back down, taking your time, letting it come back slowly and totally mindfully so that you're really aware of it all the way down. And when it does make contact with the floor, experiencing the wave of relaxation that flows through the leg and flows through your body and ultimately leaves with the out-breath. As the muscles let go from having done some lifting, contracting, and they release and lengthen. And then reverse the positions of the legs now so that the right knee is bent and the foot is alongside the left knee. And when you're ready, taking a deep breath in and allowing the left leg to come up as far as it will go, and then just settling in here, experiencing the leg being up. Letting your back relax and your shoulders, your arms and your face. And if you like, cranking the foot around. And then those of you who are doing the more intense stretches, just going ahead and doing that at your own pace if you feel like it. But whatever it is that you're doing, just being totally present, experiencing the sensations and the feelings in your body as you have this leg up here. Notice the belly and the contraction of the abdominal muscles to do part of the lifting. And when you're ready, slowly, inch by inch, letting the left leg come back down. You may have your eyes closed at this point or open, but just without seeing the leg, experiencing it as it comes down. And when it does make contact with the floor, again, experiencing the wave of release as the muscles let go and as you sink deeper into the floor. And just stretching out the other leg. And coming back to your belly and to the flow of your breathing. Full awareness of each in-breath for its entire duration. and full awareness of each out-breath for its entire duration. A willingness to be totally present right now with what you're doing, with what you're experiencing and feeling at this moment. Allowing yourself to really fully experience being. And when you're ready, we'll now roll over onto our left side and prop your head up using your left hand and put the right hand on the floor in front of your belly. And now we'll get settled for a moment, just breathing. And when you're ready, on an in-breath, slowly lifting the right leg up to the side, straight up, and just holding it here wherever it winds up, and breathing, perhaps closing your eyes so that you can really experience in a concentrated state what this feels like. And if you want, you can even take your fingers and probe the muscles along the leg and the hip and into your side to see what's working and what's not. Notice the buttock is not involved in this. And if you like, again, cranking the foot a few times slowly and carefully around the ankle in both directions. Raising up perhaps a little higher, and then a little higher. Breathing, experiencing the intensity, but asking yourself whether you can handle this in terms of your own body and your own limits at this particular time. And if it's too intense, backing off. And if it's okay, just breathing through the intensity. And then when you're ready, slowly letting the leg come down, taking your time. And when it does come down, again, experiencing the wave of release. And if you like, when you're ready, on another in-breath, raising the leg back up once again. And just breathing with it here. And slowly letting it come down. And then rolling over onto your other side, propping your head up with your right hand now, lying on the right side, and when you're ready, lifting the left leg up, as high as it will comfortably go, the left hand in front of the belly on the floor. Cranking the foot around the ankle a few times in both directions. And then lowering, slowly, in touch the whole way down. And then if you feel up to it, raising up once again. And slowly back down. And then rolling over onto your belly. And in this position, lying on one side of your face or the other with your arms alongside your body, And your palms open towards the ceiling. And now in this position, you can feel the belly pressing against the floor each time you breathe in, and relaxing away from the floor each time you breathe out. Allowing your whole body to just sink into the floor on each exhalation. Head, shoulders, the arms, the back and the pelvis, the trunk, the legs, to just fall into the floor and letting the floor or whatever you're on hold you up. And then in this position, we're going to move the head now so that the chin is on the floor, not using the hands at all, and slowly, as we breathe in, lift the right leg up with the knee straight, and just holding it here as you breathe. And if you put your hands back now and probe with your fingers on the legs and on the buttocks, you'll notice that the buttock on the right side is tight and is involved in lifting the leg in this way, and that the whole back on that side is involved in lifting this heavy weight, and just breathing, feeling, experiencing, lifting your leg. And when you're ready, just slowly letting the leg come down and relaxing on the side of your face now, sinking into the floor. And then with your chin on the floor once again, on an in-breath, raising the other leg up, as much as possible keeping the arms completely relaxed, face completely relaxed, and just letting the back muscles do the work. And again, slowly down. And relaxing. And now when you're ready, putting the chin on the floor once again, and then just lifting the head up slowly, and the neck and the shoulders and chest, keeping the feet on the floor and just lifting, not using the hands, as high up as you can in the what we call the lower cobra, as if you were a snake and had no arms or legs, and you're just using your trunk muscles, in particular the back muscles and neck and head muscles, to lift you up. Breathing as high up on the rib cage as you can get, feeling the belly rise a little bit higher each time you breathe in, and just breathing, lifting, looking somewhat back over your head if you can. And when you're ready, slowly, slowly, slowly coming down. And resting on one side of the face or the other, and just again allowing your body to sink into the floor as your muscles release and let go and lengthen and soften. And when you're ready, rolling over now, back onto your back. And then bringing your knees up to your chest and putting your hands on the floor below the buttocks. Just pushing down with your hands and rolling the pelvis off the floor until your knees move onto your forehead or someplace in this direction. And then let the knees spread apart so that they are actually on either side of your face, and just stay here hanging upside down with the feet kind of off in the air, the knees bent, and your lower back off the floor, and you're resting on the back of your neck and head and shoulders. Just breathing in this upside down position if you feel comfortable with it. If you have high blood pressure and shouldn't be doing this kind of thing when your doctors say so, then just sitting this one out and relaxing, lying back on your back. And as you relax, you can bring the knees, as the back stretches out, you can bring the knees back a little bit further towards the ears or towards the floor, just to feel the increased stretch, and then rolling back out of it onto the floor and relaxing with the feet back down and stretched out, the hands alongside your body. And we'll just finish up by simply becoming aware of lying here, allowing the eyes to close if we feel comfortable with it, and becoming aware of the wave-like movements of our breathing at the belly. And as we lie here, just letting go of the thoughts and memories of what we've done, what we've asked our body to do up to this point, and just becoming aware of being right here, right now, centered and focused, riding the waves of each breath. On each out-breath, letting go and sinking deeper into the floor, and into a state of relaxed stillness and awareness. And in this stillness, aware of things as they are, the experience of your body as a whole, and of the sensations and feelings in your body as pure sensation and feeling. And as the tape comes to an end now, you might want to take a moment and give yourself some credit and acknowledge having taken the time to do this, and recognize that by doing it with care and attention as we've been practicing, that complements and amplifies the natural healing processes of our bodies. And that this is very much a time that you're using to work on yourself, to develop greater strength and flexibility.